Hello, what's up guys? In today's video, we're gonna talk about House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 1. Oh my god, it was amazing. I loved it. But today, I'm gonna do something very different. I'm gonna talk about what makes the show different than the book. Because I consider myself a philosopher of the book. So today, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of how the show is slightly different from the book. In this particular episode, there's a few things they kind of like inserted their own ideas and agenda to, which I don't have a problem with, but there's aspect that I have a deep problem with, but let's get into it. Now, from the first scene, it seems like Jacaerys went to the north to meet the young Lord of Winterfell, Lord Cregan Stark. He's, at this time of the show, he's 21 years old. Now, first things first, he never went to the Wall. He met him at Winterfell. I think the reason why they went to the Wall is just to bring up that good old memory of the Wall from Game of Thrones. When I first saw the trailer for this show, I noticed they were at the Wall. I always wondered, what is the need to go to the Wall? There's no need to go to the Wall, but I guess they did just to bring back good old memories for the viewers of Game of Thrones. But yeah, they went to the Wall. They never did that in the book. He met him at Winterfell, and Lord Cregan Stark was very welcoming. In fact, they actually liked each other. They hunted and drank and had fun together, according to some accounts. But he left Winterfell with a signed deal. In the book, they called the Pact of Ice and Fire, with the agreement of the Winterfell would support and pledge their allegiance to Rhaenyra. And when Jacaerys is of age and gets married, his first daughter will be sent to Winterfell to marry Lord Cregan's son, Rickon Stark. On another scene, we saw Lord Corlys Velaryon on the seashore talking to a new character this time around called Alan. I'm not going to go into much details about Alan because he's going to come into be handed later on in the story, but I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. But we should look out for him and some other people as well. So we know what happened after Rhaenyra found that her son died. But what the show didn't actually show us was what happened when King's Landing heard about the son's Lucerys' death. On Aemon Targaryen's return and disclosing the news of Lucerys' death, two things happened. Very interesting things happened. According to the books, Queen Alicent went pale and was very, very worried about it. Otto Hightower, the Hand of the King, was not pleased at all. He was so mad at Aemon Targaryen that he said, and I quote, "You only lost one eye. How could you be so blind?" But the king himself, Aegon Targaryen, did not share in the same beliefs as Alicent and Otto. He actually liked the event that took place in Storm's End and threw a party and a jousting for Aemon's return and called it, and I quote, "a good beginning." Also in the books, when Rhaenyra was in Dragonstone mourning her son's loss, because at that particular time, Daemon was already on his way, if not already, at Harrenhal, trying to secure Harrenhal and the Riverlands. I don't know why they still have him on Dragonstone at the moment, but let's see how that plays out. After the series is that Daemon reached out to the White Worm. At this point in the story, the Knights of the City Watch are still very much loyal to Daemon Targaryen because he made them to what they are today. So with this going on, Daemon reached out to the White Worm, Mysaria in this case, where she still lived at King's Landing at the time, and orchestrated what actually happened in the show, which is she was the one who brought together the Rat Catcher and the huge guy. Now, let's talk about the huge guy. Let's talk about these two characters. In the book, we don't actually know their name. If you notice, the show didn't make a point to tell us what their names are. We only know them as Blood and Cheese. They call the Rat Catcher Cheese because, rat chases cheese. And the bigger guy, they call him Blood because he was a member of the City Watch until he beat a whore to death. So they kicked him out. So it was interesting to show when I saw him wearing a gold cloak, which also makes it interesting. Now, here's where things get very, very interesting because I honestly prefer the version of the book than to what HBO showed me tonight. So I'm going to tell you what actually happened in the book when Blood and Cheese. So in the show, we saw two kids, but in the books, she has three children, right? Jacaerys, the oldest, Jaehaera, the middle daughter, and Melo. So she usually every night goes to Queen Alicent's room to tell the grandmother goodbye. But they entered into Queen Alicent's room first, gagged and tied Alicent down, also killed one of her servants, and just waited for Helaena to come in over with her kids. The second Helaena came over with her kids, Bardidal slew the guards, so Blood spoke first. "Scream and you all die." And when Queen Helena heard this, she said, "Who are you?" she demanded. "Debt collectors," Cheese said. "An eye for an eye, a son for a son. Which one do you want to lose, Your Grace?" Now, when Helena realized what they were trying to make her choose between her two sons, she cried and pleaded with them. She never did the whole necklace thing that they did in the show. She cried and pleaded with them and even offered herself in return instead of the kids. Cheese in particular said, Blood in particular said, "A wife is not a son. It has to be a boy." Now here's where it even gets even much more sinister and messed up. While crying and scared for her life, Helena named her son Milo, the youngest one, because she thought the boy was perhaps too young to understand, or perhaps because the oldest son, who was the heir to the Iron Throne at the time, is Jaehaerys, because he was the king's firstborn son. Now, after she chose Milo, Cheese turns to Milo and says this exact words. "You hear that, little boy?" Cheese whispered to Milo. "Your mama wants you dead." They made her choose. She chose Milo to be the one to be killed, but in return, they killed Jaehaerys instead. What makes this much more crazier is because this little boy is going to live the rest of her life. Oh, by the way, they were awake when this whole thing was going on. They were not sleeping, that the show made them. Now, the boy is going to live the rest of his life knowing that his mom chose him to die, even though they killed his brother. Now, things got even much more crazier after this, but I'm going to save this for the next episode of the show. Let me know what you guys think about this episode on the comment section, and I'll catch you guys next time. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment on this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.